Hi, welcome to Smeester's Corner. I'm Adam Smeester. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between a powerful person and unpowerful people. So, what is a powerful person? A powerful person is a person who has control over their life. They control how they feel, they control how they react and respond, they control who their friends are, they control their behavior, and they control their time, what they do with their time, and it's intentional what they do with their time. These people are in control. These people are obvious. You probably know people like this. These are the types of people who other people gravitate to and you just like, and you're not really sure why. But here's the thing. These people are not control freaks. They don't try to control other people. They don't try to control the situation all the time. And the reason they can do that is because they're in control of themselves. Because of this, they are strong, sturdy, reliable. They have internal peace, and they generally feel fulfilled in life. So that's what powerful person is. Let's talk about why that is. What does a powerful person do? One, they set standards for how they're going to allow other people to treat them. And they have standards on how they're going to treat other people. I have a whole Smeester's Corner on this about boundaries. So they have boundaries. Number two, they know themselves. They are okay with who they are, and they are comfortable with that, and they love themselves. I also have a Smeester's Corner on this about caring about yourself. Number three, they know happiness is a choice. Number four, they have goals, and they have a vision for their life. So things are intentional. They're not just existing. And they decide to use the day's events, whether positive or negative, to reach or direct them to their goal. Number five, they know the most powerful act is love. So they give people grace. And because they give people grace, other people feel like they can be themselves around a powerful person. Also, the way in which powerful people treat others is not dependent on how other people treat them because they have standards. Like I said with number one, they have boundaries. So here's just an example. I'm a teacher. A lot of times kids are rude to me. They don't want to be bothered. They ignore me. What if I treated students how students treat me? Based on, and my interaction with them was based on them. I'd be a terrible teacher. No one would like me. But that also applies to life in general, not just the classroom. So powerful people give people dignity, regardless of how they're acting towards them. And lastly, number six, powerful people control their emotions. They are in control. They're not reactive. They don't just exist and then react to whatever is happening to them or what other people are saying or doing. They are in control first. Okay, so now let's talk about unpowerful people. What do unpowerful people do? What kind of person is that? Unpowerful people need other people to protect them. They need other people to make them happy because they're not in control. And they need other people to take responsibility for them. They need other people they'll go to other people and say, hey, make me accountable in this area, like hold me accountable. And they think that that's doing a good thing. But the thing is, they can't be accountable for themselves. To get these things, accountability, happiness, protection, they often manipulate. So they'll ask themselves, how can I get so-and-so to do X? Also, unpowerful people play the victim all the time. If you're playing the victim all the time, you're never going to be powerful. Victims look to rescuers for security and safety. For people who play the victim, a lot of the time, their identities and their emotions are based on outside forces, external forces. It's based on how other people treat them, what other people do to them. And their emotions, they're just sitting and waiting to see what happens to them, and then they react to that. And a lot of times, they tend to focus on the negative things, so they're always a victim, which means they live life reactionary. They are not in control. You cannot be in control if you are reactionary all the time. Now, also, unpowerful people can play the opposite of the victim too. Oftentimes, they play the rescuer. I used to do this. They will take the responsibility on for somebody else, and that makes you feel powerful. But it's a trick. It doesn't make you powerful because what you're doing is you're taking the power from somebody else away, and that makes you an enabler. You can help other people, but they are not your responsibility. They need to be responsible for them. What you should be doing is helping them take responsibility for themselves, not taking the responsibility on yourself. Don't be an enabler. This creates codependent relationships, whether it's a friendship or you're actually in a relationship, and that is unhealthy. If another person's dependent on you or you're dependent on them needing you. For unpowerful people, they think it's somebody else's job to make them happy. So they cycle through relationships a lot of times because they will get in a relationship, the other person can't make them happy, and then they think, oh, well, this person isn't the one. I'm not happy with this person. So they go on to the next person. The other person can't make them happy. All because they can't control their own happiness. And lastly, for unpowerful people, because they're not in control, they need to feel control or they need to take control because they're not in control of themselves. So they do a number of things to try to take control. They can be aggressive or they can be passive aggressive. They can get upset aggressively to get their way. They can withdraw passive aggressively to get their way. They can nag, ridicule, which is aggressive, pout, which is passive aggressive. They will also cry or use anger to get what they want. And they do all of these things to put pressure on somebody else to get what they want or to punish someone because they didn't get what they want. So I know this subject is kind of broad, being an unpowerful person or being a powerful person, but I hope this kind of narrows it down and helps you think a little bit more about how to be more powerful in your own life. So thanks for watching.